So welcome to today's session. We will be talking about pivot tables. Pivot tables. Yesterday we looked at tables, and just immediately after tables, we look at pivot tables. So pivot tables are powerful Excel features that enable you to calculate, summarize, and analyze data that lets you see comparisons, patterns, and trends in your data. Pivot tables work a bit differently depending on what platform you're using to run Excel. All right. So with tables, yesterday we saw that, first of all, Anne, thank you for sharing your screen. Could you remove that filter that is there? Just click on the table and there's a filter. You're seeing the filter on here? Yes. Awesome. Great. All right. So pivot table will enable you to calculate, summarize, and analyze data. When people are talking about, are you good in Excel? They actually are asking about two things, functions or pivot tables. Most of the time, that is the question they're asking you. And today, we look at that. Okay. So as it has always been, how do you create a pivot table? For you to create a pivot table, first of all, you have to be within the data. Highlight that data. Just click on any, highlight from A1 to, yes, A1 to G222. I think that's it. Just left click, drag everything. Yes, just as you're doing. Then if you saw the shortcut PDF that I shared yesterday, you can just Control Shift downward arrow or Control S. Yes. So the fast and easy way is using the quick analysis tool. Click on that quick analysis tool. Are you seeing it? No, 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 no. Just on the data. Just come to on column G. Anywhere around column G, you'll see that quick something that looks like a thunderbolt. Scroll, move down. Just move your cursor down. Okay. Yes, are you seeing that thing? This one is the quick analysis tool. Now you have to make sure, highlight the whole table, then you do what you are doing, or you click on that thing. Yes. So when you click on the quick analysis tool feature, under tables, then with the tables, you have tables, pivot tables. There are 5 question marks pivot tables. Those are what we call recommended tables. So for inspiration, you can always look at, you can always come here, get the what Excel feels. This would probably do you good. So I want you to hover your mouse on the first pivot table and see what is saying. So with the okay, it's okay. It's all right. You've already clicked. No, no, not to worry, not to worry. Go back to data, the data tab. Sorry, the data sheet where we have our data. Yes, click on that. Quick analysis tool, tables. So we have those questions, question mark. There are 5. So for the first one, the pivot table that has been recommended to you is a summary of the locations by the fee from South Jordan to Sandy. Summary of the fee, which has the sum of the fee. Go to the other one. So sum of fee by location. The other one is sum of students by location. So how Jordan or how South Jordan was doing, how Sugar House was doing has been summarized. Okay. Ideally, you would use something like count if or sum if. But right now, using pivot table, you have that way work around. The other one, look at the other one. Okay, so sum of these are sum of year and count of instructor by location. So you can see what Excel has thinks is that you see the year 2018, 2019, it has added all of that, and it does not make sense. We are not adding years, okay? But it has given you the count of instructors for each location, okay? Then let's go to the other one. Then this is count of instructor, sum of year. Still does not make sense for the sum of year. Then go to the last one. Yes. So if those do not suffice, you have the option of more. Click on more. So when you click on more, you come to this recommended pivot table um, dialog box. So you have those pivot tables that have been recommended. I want you to scroll down each, scroll down. Okay. So you have the litany of options that would work for you. All right. All right. So click on cancel. So those are pivot tables. On sheet 4, the pivot table that you had chosen, click on it. So once you click on recommended pivot tables, it goes to a new sheet. Best practice is always have your pivot table on a different sheet. Okay, different from where your data is. That is what has happened right now. So we are seeing that we have the location by year, sum of the fee by location. All right. All right. So let's go back to our data. Click on the data. Another way of getting to have a pivot table, creating a pivot table, is on the Insert tab. Click on the Insert tab. The Insert tab, you have, we've already looked at the recommended pivot tables, so you know what they do and how to get to them. Another way to get to them is under the pivot Insert tab, pivot tables recommended. So on the very far under tables, you have the pivot table. You have that pivot table. So easily arrange and summarize complex data into a pivot table. You can double click a value to see where the value, which detailed values make up the summarized total. Yeah, we look into that later on. Then that is the second way. Then the last way is on table design. On table design, under tools, you have summarize with pivot table. Best practice has always been this. You first make your data into a table. Then after you make it into a table, you use the summarize with pivot table. Why? You can easily refresh and you are using the table as your data source. Okay. So click on pivot summarize with pivot table. Okay. So it gives you the name of that pivot table. The table name is table 3. Then you have the option of choose where you want the pivot table to be placed. So it can be placed on a new worksheet or an existing worksheet. Should it be on an existing worksheet, you just click on it to just do an example. Then on location, you determine the location. So click on I1 or something like that. So once you're there, click on I1. You don't need to type. Yeah. So once you do that and click OK. or there's something you had already. So delete the one there. Yeah. Okay, so you have that. You have that. I want you to undo. Now you know about where when you want to have your pivot table on the existing worksheet. All right. So under table design, click on summarize with pivot table and new location. So in a sense, in fact, the pivot table is used to summarize data. You are able to summarize data. You are able to calculate and analyze what that data is actually saying. Okay. Yesterday I said it is always good for reference, for future reference, and to use your tables maybe probably elsewhere. If you have so many tables, you can refer to them in other places. Give your table a name. Click on cancel. Then rename from table 3 to gym data. On the rename here on under table 3. Are you seeing there? On the very, let me get my this. Yeah, here. Yes. Rename it to gym. We are assuming it's a gym. Gym underscore data. We said the rules for naming ranges still apply to data. Then press enter. Awesome. 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 Great. So now you can summarize with pivot table. Yes, the gym data. Then click OK. All right. So new worksheet. Now our new worksheet is called sheet 5. So you can rename that sheet to pivot table or gym pivot table here. So it's always good practice as a professional. You make sure that someone can easily move around your data without having to call you. Hi, where is the data on? Yeah. Okay. For sheet names, you can have a space. It does not matter. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So with the pivot table, there are two things that are here. Now you realize we have a customized tab that has pivot table analyze and has design on top. Okay. Those two are contextual. Now, on this side, we have the report. That is where your report will come. The summaries will be brought on the report side. Okay. Now, on the right, on the very far right, we have the pivot table fields. Pivot table fields, where our labels are now called or are now dubbed as fields. We have the class, instructor, location, near. Okay. So what was initially a table is now, what was initially a label is now called a field. Okay. Now, at the very bottom, we have the pivot table area. The area that is by default, when you click on something that is text, it will come here on the row side. Values will come on the value side. Columns on that column side, and filters. So that is the pivot table areas. This area is the pivot table fields. This one is the pivot table report. Okay. So each of them work in a very easy and understandable way. For the filters area, you can be able to filter. Okay. Rows area, it is what is on the rows. Values, what are values? Okay. Then columns, if you want something to be on the column side, you can have it. Okay. All right. So how do you use them? How do you use them? Click on class. Class. On the fields, just check class. Also check instructor. So when you do that, you see we have the aerobics class. If you scroll down, you have Pilates, you have all the classes up to PO or Zumba. So when you check and your data type, that what is on your field is a text or a string, it will be nexted under the previous field that you had checked. For example, I want you to also check location. Check location. So you're now seeing look at these levels. The first level was the class. The second level was the instructor. The third level was the location. That is what we call nesting. One under the other. Okay? So for text strings or strings, most of the time when you check them, by default, they will be brought to the rows area, this area. Okay? Now I want you to scroll down on the fields area to fee. Fee. Check on fee. Then check on students. Okay? So if you notice now, since these are number, their data types is number, they are on this section, values and columns. Most of the time, everything which is numeric will be under values. Okay. So if you come to an Excel file, then you know that maybe you know that probably from what you're seeing, that type is numeric. But when you click on it here, when you check on it and it appears on the row side, that will basically tell you Excel has picked it as a text, but you'll see that later on. Okay. So that is nesting under pivot table. I want you to uncheck the instructor and the location on the fields area. Okay. So right now we have this beautiful pivot table where you have the summaries for one, the sum of fee and the sum of students. Ideally, you can tell which class did the best in terms of fee, which class did the poorest in terms of maybe students. Okay, so that is the pivot table. All right, I want you to check on the location. Check on the location. All right, so when we want now, I want you to look at this side. When we want to summarize our data in terms of location, then class, how do we go about it? You can come to this section. I don't know if it's my small screen or something. Go to the rows section, click on location and drag it up. You'll see a green line here and here. Yes. Click on that, drag it up. No, don't left click, just left. No, drag it up to the same area above the class. You'll see a green line above class. Yes. Okay. That is it. So you can always move them around. You can move them around based on what you are interested in. Okay. So when working with the fields, you can either drag them or you check them. I want you to drag the the class to this section, to the column section. Click on class, then left click, drag to the other side. Yes. All right. So now you have the location and the class. You can tell the sum of fee for students and aerobics and sum of students. Okay. So how do you move about? You can drag and drop. You drag and drop or just check. I want you to bring the class to the filter side. So take the class, drag it to the filter side. So to the filter side, what we can now do is filter the data, our pivot table, based on the class. For example, I want you to click on this drop down next to class. Then click on select multiple items. Then choose three classes of your preference. Then click OK. Okay, so our data has been filtered based on the classes that Anne has picked. Now we can say, based on this data, this is how the students were performing and the sum of fee that we garnered from these three different regions. Okay, so all these classes are not in Sandy area. Okay, yeah, so that is what we can pick because we know the areas are 4 and Sandy is missing from that. All right, so remove that filter. Remove that filter. Mhm. Click on the filter. Oh, nice. You can also do that. Okay, so you've removed the filter as it stands. All right. Okay. So the next thing we are going to look at, we've known about filtering. We've known about how to move around the pivot table areas. The next thing we are going to look at is sorting in pivot table. I want you to click on the pivot table, then remove the students. Okay. Cancel. So when you, yes, remove the students. All right. Awesome. So let's say we are interested in, most of the time we do ranking. We want to know which is the class that performed best, which is the class that performed poorly. And that's why we do analysis. We want to help in decision making. So I want you to click on the values under the sum of fee. One of the values, any value on sum of fee here on the pivot report. Click on it, right click, then you can be able to sort. Or now you've double clicked. When you double click, it will take you to the data that was involved in giving you that calculation. Then go to sort, then sort from A to Z. largest to smallest. That is Z to A. So ideally, we can tell that the class that was super profitable to us is the sugar house, right? Yes. So we are able to sort from A to Z or Z to A. If you want to sort based on the naming, the names that are here, sugar house to Sandy, you click on one of the cells that has the names, any name of the location, then you right click and sort. Yeah, do that. Any, right click, then sort from A to Z. Okay, that is it. That is it. That is it. That is it. All right. So the next thing we are going to look at is what we call grouping. As I said the other times, when you want to see something, you have to be involved in the range or the data that is involved. Like right now, we cannot see the pivot table, but when Anne clicks on us on any cell between A3 and B8, we will see the pivot table fields. Click on any cell, any area there. Yes, now we can see the fields. So when you don't see them, you always come here and you can see it. All right. So let's talk about something else. We're going to talk about grouping. We're going to talk about grouping in pivot table. So grouping is ideally making sure that making the components or the items within your pivot table to be grouped based on an idea that you have. Let's say South Jordan and Sugar House come from the southern region, while Sugar House and Sandy come from the northern region. And you are asked, from our data, give us the performance of the south region and the northern region. How do you come up with that? I want you to click on South Jordan and Sugar House. We will take South Jordan and Sugar House. Click control. Control. No, no, no. Yes, then click on control, then click Sugar House. Control, Sugar House. Okay. Right click. Then we have something called group. Are you seeing group? Click on it. So we have group one. Group one. I want you to click on those collapse buttons next to Sandy and Draper. Yes, that's collapse. Click on it. Yes, then click on the one. Now highlight Draper and Sandy. Now we don't need to control because they are just next to one another. Right click. Right click and group. Now we have group two. Okay. We said South Jordan and Sugar House. Let's call it southern region. So click on where you see group one. Then on the formula bar, rename it. The formula bar. Awesome, awesome. Call it South Jordan. Southern region. Okay. Okay, Sarah. Then group two, rename it Northern region. Okay. Now we can actually tell, collapse the button next to southern region and also northern region. Now we can tell, based on our data, we have the southern region that has 466 in terms of fee and 1157. So the region that was most profitable was the southern region. Okay. Yeah. So you were able to group items. You're able to group items. Now we'll talk about grouping dates. Grouping dates. Grouping dates. Okay. Okay. So click on the data. So let's say we want to know which quarter did the best. Sorry, on the pivot report. Pivot report. Okay. Click on any cell there so that we can see the fields. Okay. So I want you to uncheck for location and choose year. Not year, date, sorry. Date. And check for what? Also location. And check the other location too. Okay. And also year. Yes. So uncheck here. Yeah. So we have this. We have what you're seeing on your screen. That is the years 2017 to 2018. And we want to know, based on our data, which quarter did the best? Which quarter did the best? And consider it of all the years. We just want to know, according to quarters, which one did the best. Okay. So we can do that by ungrouping and grouping. So already, I want you to click on those uh, expand buttons next to each year. Yeah. So we can see quarter one has quarter, 2017 has 2 quarters, 2018 has 2 quarters, 2017 has 4 quarters. So already our data has been grouped. Based on Excel, it picked out the groupings based on the dates that were under the field code date. Okay, but that may not always be the case. You might find sometimes Excel has grouped, some other times it has not grouped. Okay, even right now, when you click on quarter one, it will give you the first 3 quarters, Jan to March. Click on one. You see, it has given you all those values. Okay, so I want you to collapse, and up to where we have only the years. All right, so highlight 2017 to 2019. So right now, Excel has already grouped. Right click, then click on ungroup. Then do this, highlight A or A4, A4 to the last one. Scroll down. Since I'm up to 193. Right click on group. No, it has not picked it well. Okay, undo. Undo again. Click on right click, then click on group. Yes, this is what I needed. So ideally, you're seeing this grouping that already Excel had picked out. Okay, the start date is 1st of January 2017. The last date is 24th, 2019. So I want you to uncheck months, years, and just only remain with quarters, which is in blue. Then click OK. Yes. So based on this, the quarter that was doing well, which is it? The quarter that was doing well is quarter one. Quarter one. All right. So you can highlight quarter one to quarter four. Then, if you want to summarize by months, which was the month that was doing the best, right click, click on group. Then months, then uncheck quarters. All right. So you can, we've already talked about sorting and filtering. You can sort from largest to smallest for the fee. No, you just click on one. You just click on one cell, right click, and you're good to go. Largest to smallest. Yeah, so April is a highlight for us. Things look good in April. Probably it would be because April is a holiday. Okay. Remember, you're supposed to provide insight to support decision making. All right. All right. So for our case, this will be our screenshot for the day. Our screenshot for the day will be this, grouping in terms of dates. So that your work looks neat, I want you to do this before you take that screenshot. Click on row labels here. Because you are a professional, you've attended a class, you can change it to something more meaningful. Always provide labels that are meaningful. So you can just type there, those are months, right? Go to the formula bar, months. Months. Then you can maybe rename this from sum of fee to total fee. Total fee. Fee. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Good. The next thing we're going to look at, is what we call the pivot table analyze dashboard. Click on it, ribbon, click on that ribbon. Okay. So for our ribbon, we have at the very right, we have the pivot table. Just have options for pivot table. Click on that drop down. You have options based, you can generate pivot table options. Our pivot table name is pivot table 6. You can choose to rename it if you want, right? All right. Under this other thing, we have the active field. Okay. The active field, it tells you all the fields that are involved. The field that we are now in, where our B4 is the field is called the total fee. Okay, the total fee. You see, it is changing when your active cell is on one of the fields, it will change and give you the name there. Okay, then you have the field settings. the field settings. Click on field settings. So with the field settings, you have this dialog box that has subtotals, filters, layout and print, etc. And even the number format. You can make any changes here. The subtotals are automatic, custom, etc. If you need a filter, you can come here. If you are caring about the number format, you can always click on the number format. Okay, we'll look into it in a few minutes. Click on cancel. All right. We have the group and ungroup. We've looked at that using the right click option. We have also the insert slicer, and you have the insert timeline. Okay, we'll talk about timeline in a few minutes. Okay, we have the refresh. The refresh is if our data changes. You remember our data comes from gym table data, which is here. Okay, maybe we have more entries. Let's do it. Let's do an example. Click on data. This is the sheet called data. This one. This sheet. Remember sheet? Are you seeing my annotations? Yes. We have that sheet. Go to cell A3. Let's call A3. No, not A3. The last cell. There at the bottom. The last cell. We want to add something. Yes. Go to 223. Yes. Have another class called call it BK, for example. Type BK. Yeah. Then Washington. Everything just to Washington. Copy the cell that is above there. Just drag it down. Yes, click on that cell, then come to this. Click on this. Just a moment. Yes, click on Washington. The cell just above it. Then you see this auto handle. Drag it down. That small square here. Yeah. Copy. It's okay. Then we can choose a new area. Call it Jericho. Then drag the date down. Okay. Do this. Anne, just a moment. Okay. Are you seeing this small? Click on the cell above. Are you seeing at the very edge, that one? Yes, drag, left click, drag down. Then the rest, just copy everything there. Highlight from, yeah, that one and the other one, then drag down. Yes. Okay, click OK. All right. So move your table. Just a moment. What has just happened? Okay. Use this handle there, then drag everything down. All right. It's okay. That will do. Okay, so we have new data. Let's go back to our gym data pivot table. So based on what we have, there are not any changes. So that we can confirm, I want you to do this. Remove months and choose class because we have a new class. Remove months from the field. Here, remove it from here. Just click on this months, then drag it to this side. Yes, drag it to the, yes, just like that. Anywhere, not far, anywhere, just like that. Then choose class. Is there, we have a filter. Remove the filter. I don't know which filter is. Yes, clear filter. Okay. We know that we have new data because there's a class called BK. So go to pivot table, analyze. Then now click refresh. Click on the, yes. Okay. So that is the refresh button. This blank is because remember there's a row that was empty. That's why it's there. Okay. Then we have the change data source. Click on change data source. So change the data source just means you want to change that data source from our table to something else. Okay. You can do that. You can change the source. You seeing this dotted line that changes is because we have the data from our gym data. Click cancel. Then go back to click on the table. Then go to pivot table, analyze. Then we have fields, items, and sets. We'll not look at that today. We have pivot table chart, then recommended tables, or we'll not to look at them today. We'll look at them on Monday. Now I want us to click on remove fields list, on show fields list. Click on it here, fields list. Yes. So whenever you come into a new sheet and you know this is a pivot table and you're not seeing your pivot table, you can always click on that field list so that you're able to see the fields list. Okay. All right. So I want us to do this. Yes, click on fields list. We talk about timeline and we call it a day. Fields list. Okay, so we spoke about the slicer on our tables class. Now, with the pivot table, we have what we call a timeline. And this timeline is one, it's a filter that is only based on time. When your data has time, you're able to filter using the timeline command. So click on that timeline. Click on check date. Then click OK. All right. So we have this feature. It is basically used to make your data interactive, similar to what we had as slicer. So uh, drag it just a bit up so it can be somewhere here. Okay. So you have this option for months. Click on that months option there. Yes, click on it. You can choose months, years, or quarters. For our case, I want us to choose years. Okay. So that gives you filter for years. So you can filter, you can just see how your data is interactive based on years. I want you to click on 2017. Click on that blue line, yes, there. Okay. So 2017, that is how they were performing. Okay. Click on 2018, that space that has 2018. That is the performance of 2018. 2019, Okay, so that is it. It makes your data interactive and you can use it as a filter. The other option is if you want to see 2018 and 2019, come to this point, you have, yeah, then drag. When you see that thing, just drag it to 2018. Yes, so we have data for 2018 and 2019. All right. If you're interested in quarters, you can come back to quarters. And choose quarters. Okay. So we have that. Maybe you're interested in quarter 3 of 2018. Click on quarter 3 2018. So in quarter 3 2018, we had nothing going on. Quarter 2 2017. Okay. So with that filter function, with the timeline function, you're able to filter and you're able to do all that based on time. With that, we've come to the end of our session today. Any question? Any question? Okay, awesome. See you on Monday.
The analysis, the timeline